It's been dubbed the storm of the century. As we go to air tonight, a curfew is in place and Hurricane Matthew is bearing down on West Palm Beach in Florida, bringing torrential rain and predicted wind gusts of up to 250 kilometres an hour. The Florida Governor, Rick Scott, has urged people to leave their homes, describing the worst hurricane in a decade as a killer after it ripped through Haiti, claiming at least 339 lives. 2 million people have taken his advice and evacuated their homes. In a moment, we'll speak to our correspondent Steve Mort in Orlando. But first, our reporter Bridget Burke looks at Hurricane Matthew's path of destruction.
The first flyover of Haiti reveals the utter devastation left in the wake of Hurricane Matthew. Overnight, the death toll rose to over 300, but officials say hundreds more are missing. The brunt of the storm hit the southwestern Tiburon Peninsula, where most of the deaths were reported. At least 80% of buildings are now gone. Food and water are scarce, and hospitals are desperately short of resources. Health officials fear water contamination due to flooding may lead to a cholera epidemic. In Florida, 2 million people were urged to evacuate their homes, the biggest evacuation in the state's history. The Florida Governor, Rick Scott, was pulling no punches.
You're watching and you're in an evacuation area, get out. Don't take a chance. Time is running out. This is clearly going to either have a direct hit or come right along our coast, and we're going to have hurricane force winds. There are no excuses. You need to leave. Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. This is serious. This storm will kill you.
The United States National Hurricane Center described the Category 4 storm as extremely dangerous, with winds of between 210 and 250 kilometres an hour and 4-metre storm surges. And while a few chose to ignore the governor's advice, most fled to evacuation centres.
Oh, it's too risky to stay, and just wanted to stay safe and really hope we have the grace to accept the aftermath. It's very, what else can you do?
My plan is to go to the Embassy Suites over by the airport and park our cars at the airport under the covered park.
Supermarket shelves emptied quickly and petrol stations were fast running out of petrol.
I've driven around looking for gas and their gas stations haven't had any gas.
A state of emergency has been declared in Florida, Georgia, North and South Carolina. Meteorologists say it's too early to say which areas will be the worst hit, but warn residents they could be without power for days.
If you're on the East Coast, you will lose power. You are going to lose power. Do not believe you're not going to lose power. You are going to lose power. Millions will lose power, possibly for a long period of time.
Speaking to supporters in New Hampshire, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump said he'd hoped the hurricane would take a right turn away from Florida, but now things didn't look good.
Southeast Florida has taken the brunt. We have a lot of friends in Florida, a lot of buildings, a lot of investments in Florida, a lot of great employees in Florida. Southeast Florida has taken the brunt of the storm. To all of my friends in Florida, please know that we are praying for you and everyone in the path. You got to take care of yourself. You've got to get out of the area. You've got to listen. You have a great governor, Governor Scott.
The National Guard remains on standby, bracing themselves for what they believe will be catastrophic destruction. For Checkpoint, I'm Bridget Burke.